Carl and Lou here from Brrraains A Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial for short, and it is track by track timers. P.O.D. Satellite, the fourth studio album and the second major label release by the American Christian nu metal band P.O.D. The album was released on September 11th, 2001, debuted at number 6 on the Billboard 200 chart with over 133,000 copies sold. It spent 5 consecutive weeks in the top 10 of that chart. Your people, seriously.
I never won on September 11th though. We've covered quite a lot of albums released on September 11th.
True.
Yeah.
It went on to sell over 3 million copies in the US and over 7 million worldwide, making it the band's highest selling album. So listen, back when this album came out, you couldn't move for P.O.D. If you switched on to any of the music channels, you were going to hear one of 2 tracks.
Yeah.
One of 2 tracks, and that is it. And I'm going to be right up honest with you. Take it as you want. I hated this band then. I hate them now. I found it to be utterly tepid and bland, and this is coming from someone that was a nu metal fan, that was living in nu metal times, was listening to everything nu metal, but P.O.D. never registered with me. It just never connected with me, and as much as I would hear those 2 tracks, and I think, yeah, okay, I can hear why they're popular, I can hear why they're hits, I can hear why their radio plays, and all that sort of thing. To me, just never connected, and then they were played constantly, over and over again, and I just grew to hate them. Yeah. I grew to hate the band, and anything else I heard by them just washed over me, and I didn't care, and I never checked anything else. So yeah, I do not like this fucking band's music, and this was a horrible track by track for me, because as always, the hope is, right, I know those tracks, but fingers crossed around them, there's some hits, there's some shit I'm like, damn, that's really good, why aren't people talking about that fucking track? Yeah. But because, and stuff like that. No! But you like P.O.D.
I used to. I never listened to the whole album. See, I was burned. I knew the tracks, like the singles. I could read out the singles. I could read out the singer.
Oh, right, it's that sort of thing. Yeah. Okay, so okay.
But now listen back to it, I'm like, I just think of that. That Michael cringe face, the gif of Michael from The Office doing that. Yeah. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. There's still a couple, like I say, my top 3 are the ones, well, I won't spoil it.
Well, don't spoil it. Yeah, we'll get to that. We've got to get through this.
It's hard. Listen, it's long as well, man.
It is another nu metal thing where it's just like, there is no quality fucking control. Yeah. There's none. Because there's so many tracks. I would have cut it down to like all, cut all the tracks and just not release the album, personally. But realistically, I would have cut at least half of it, but obviously not going to do that. But you could easily trim out 3 or 4, make this a tight 10 track album. It's not that. Let's get into it. Set it off. Some instantaneous energy, but then the vocals come along, and I feel like I've been transported back in time. It's so nu metal, and I really don't know what to think. It's like Papa Roach mixed with Rage Against the Machine light. Very important, light. Yeah, you have to put the words in. Then you get a touch of Korn, and so much more. The chorus intensity is so powerful, the chorus, and the longer this one goes on, the more I found I disliked it. A bad start for me. Yeah,
really bad start. It was overly long, but yeah, nu metal energy kicks it off, like you said, but then it's very repetitive by the numbers.
Yeah. It's so fucking just like, nu metal.
This is where we are again.
This is this again. Yeah. Whoop-de-doo. Alive, their biggest hit? I think it is. Yeah. And considering I've heard it tons, and I obviously never really went out of my way to catch this band. The question is it any good? Yeah, look, truthfully it is. Catchy rhythm, a decent blend of vocals. The rap is decent. That's as far as I'm going to go with that. And the singing in the chorus is good. Which is this track's biggest hook. Thing is, right? And this is the important thing I can go back to. I think the track's okay. I think it's good at best. Like, yeah, it's alright. I get it. It's good. It's cool. But that's it. Yeah. Whereas everyone's telling me this is the best song ever at the time. Or like, wow, my God. I feel so alive. It's so epic and so ooh and all that. Yeah. And I remember the fucking video was a backwards car crash and all that. Just like, but it's a good song. It is a good song.
Yeah, I think where it come from was from a good. The idea of it was like a good idea, like
of course,
gratitude, and
of course, there's nothing wrong with that, particularly with nu metal.
Yeah, because a lot of it was very dour, and so I can't knock them for that. I still appreciate this song. It's very very simplistic.
Oh, it is. Yeah, verse chorus. But
yeah, it was quite kind of reminiscent to listen to it again. So.
Yeah, I get that.
I didn't hate it.
I get that. It was a little bit for me as well, but not so much because obviously I've got no connection to this track back then other than going, as soon as I saw it in the plate, like the list, I was like, this one. Boom. As new metal as it gets. Super important. As new metal as it gets, but I wrote this so far because I realised feeling so like I'm in that period now, and I've got like fucking 100 different more tracks to come, which felt like. So many elements of P.O.D. were Rage Against the Machine light, and this is another good example. The verses fall flat, even if the rap is decent, but it's the chorus I particularly dislike. Everyone shouting boom just had me thinking of Adam Cole and his music, which is, of course, infinitely better than this.
Yeah, that's... this is another one of the songs they released.
Did they?
Yeah, like they're in tracksuits playing.
Oh, then this one definitely didn't become a hit because I did not see this.
Yeah, no, definitely remember this one as being a single. Rap metal, I enjoyed the energy more than some of the rest of it, so it's a bit more energetic. So I can like, oh god, scraping. But yeah, not great overall.
Youth of the Nation. Okay, you know, when we dislike something in a track by track, and remember it's just an opinion, sometimes we can go a bit hard and harsh. I'm about to do that. Take it with a pinch of salt. It's just my feelings on this specific track. Youth of the Nation, the other hit, right? Right? How fucking up their own arse are they? It's supposed to be an anthem. They've written it going, this is going to be an anthem. They're going to love it, and people are going to be singing it, and we're going to unite the world. But it's about as anthemic as an Adele song. No, not Adele, but Adele doesn't write anthems. She writes music you listen to and chill and cry to. She doesn't write anthems that you raise your fist in the air and so on. That's what that comparison is. And no knock at Adele. It's Adele. Wonderful singer. Great artist. The psychedelic twang of the guitar mixed with the rap are so new metal familiar, but that chorus deserves a slap. The latter, we get kids singing, and it just did my fucking head in even more. What the fuck is good about this track? I am baffled that this was ever a hit. Baffled.
Yeah, it just sounds really cringy now when I listen to it. Like,
yeah.
Oh, that the lyrics, because you actually take time to listen to it going, oh, because everything that they sing is like, oh god, there's kids on the wrong side of the track.
Oh, don't remind me.
Kind of stuff like,
I'm sitting on my own at work, cringing through, you know. Hopefully, no one will come in behind me. If they do, I'll quickly turn it down like I'm watching porn or something. You know, embarrassed.
Yeah, no, I listened to it again. It was just like, oh, because I could see what they're trying to do, and it just come across as
they wanted to write an anthem.
Yeah,
and this is what they did. And I guess it worked because it was a hit. That's the thing. I recognise that. Yeah. I recognise that my opinion of absolutely hating it and finding it contrived and contrite is my own. And that many people are going, no, man, it's quite anthemic. Completely get it.
Yeah.
Celestial. Short one. I'm grateful for that. And because of that, I can enjoy the spacey ambience of this interlude. One of the best tracks on the album because there are no vocals. Which isn't saying the vocals are bad. I'm not saying he's a bad vocalist. Of course he's not a bad vocalist. I just don't like him. Yeah. So just getting that in there right now. Yeah. But yeah, Celestial, happy with this one.
I was saying, what is it with new metal bands and interludes? Just not needed. Most of the
that secret tracks, fucking, you know, extended silences, and then here's a little bit of nonsense.
It's such a pattern. Yeah, no,
boring.
Not needed.
Satellite, the title track. Okay, can I say something positive about this one? Yeah, I can. As I like the groovy guitar rhythm, which has a sharpness that cuts through the general malaise of the tempo that seems to be led by the vocals. The pre-chorus can get in the bin though, although I actually like the chorus because the vocals soar nicely. Later, some subtle organ use stops it sounding completely repetitive.
I said, it feels like a structure is catchy enough. Feels upbeat, and again, the message is good. So obviously, the Christian faith comes across in it. It's a hard thing to balance because obviously, you know, you've got the rap element and other things you want to
and the expectation that metal is always going to be leaning towards the darker side of things, hell, Satan, and all that.
Yeah, and this one's actually just all about being upbeat, and they use the word satellite in, obviously they do mean some sort of like something up above, not physical satellite.
Yep.
So yeah.
Okay, I think we both agreed. That's all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ridiculous, featuring Eek and Mouse. I didn't know who that was, but I did look up in it. It's a Jamaican reggae musician. I don't know his music. And I'm going to be honest, reggae never really liked it. Never really liked its inclusion in the rock and metal. When I found that there are some collaborations that I think are decent and good, but it's certainly not a style of music that I've ever got out of my way to really give a chance. But I think it gives this track a little flavour. That being said, it's wank. Simple as that. So many weird ideas, and that woman who occasionally meanders in the background is downright fucking awful. For me, not the worst track so far, because it's different. But it's fucking close.
I thought it's just a jam track.
That's it. It's just we're having some fun.
Yeah. Come along, we'll just vibe and we'll just...
And we'll put it on this record. Yeah. This is what we're talking about at the start about cutting. Yeah. But because you've got a guest who I gather, what I read up is a very successful artist, you can't... Yeah. You have to put it on.
That's why you want to put them on there to kind of cross your...
Yeah.
Influence, like these little circles. What's it called when the circles cross over?
A Venn diagram.
That's the one.
Yeah.
That's all I can say about that. Just a jam track.
Yeah, yeah.
There you go. Get rid of it.
The Messenger. That title. You know when you're like, right, that's it. Where are they? I'm going to go slap them for that one.
Flip your work desk and get in trouble.
Oh yay, we're back to the below average nu metal riffs. Bland rapping and interesting tones. The one thing I can enjoy is that it has some notable fire. But I would happily never listen to this track again.
I thought nice energetic guitar intro. I quite like that. Then straight into rap that kills my buzz.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
This is a snip one again.
Yeah.
Cut it out.
Get rid of it.
Talking of snipping, Guitarras de Amor. It's another interlude. This one translates to Guitars of Love and has a flamenco flavour. There's nothing to this one. It's utterly forgettable.
Instrumental again, and not even needed in the bland album. You don't need instrumentals.
You don't need these. And that's 2 already now.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. Anything Right, which features Christian Lidskog, the vocalist of Blind Side, a Swedish rock band. I'll admit I didn't know anything about.
No.
Here we get one of the darker sounding tracks on the album. Even when the tempo drops, it sounds suitably gloomy and meaty. The guest vocalist adds some new flavours, and for that I'm grateful. But the violin use is what I find I enjoy the most. Although the guitarist is proper turned up, and I like that too. I think this is a good track.
I like the violins, but it's all sounded a bit cliche and trite. I didn't like the content in that one, the lyrical content.
Okay.
So, yeah, not for me. Not for me.
Okay then, Ghetto. Rubbish, melodramatic vocals and even worse lyrics. This is a stinker. I believe you and I will overcome. I believe you and I believe in love. Love. That's just part of the lyrics. Get in the bin with this trash. It's utter bland tripe. The insistence on getting briefly heavier as he shouts, "The world is a ghetto," over and over again is so fucking cringe edgy. Yeah. I laughed out loud listening to it. I was just like, done.
It's funny because when they're trying to be sincere, the songs are better. When they're trying to be more edgy, it comes across as
forced.
Like they're not forced. Their heart's not in it.
Fake.
Like I don't know. They might have had They might have experienced in gangs before they turned to the Christian faith, things like that. But it just doesn't come.
Friends, families, things like that. Of course,
it doesn't come across like that.
They might have. I agree what you're saying. That they might have the sincere stories, but it doesn't come across that way.
It just feels really tacky and a bit kind of too polished.
Yes.
For anything like that.
That this world believes in love. We might never really agree on anything about the lives we live.
For very basic song, vocals aren't that strong. Guitars are okay when it all quiets down, but it's just very bland nu metal.
I hate it.
Yeah.
We're still not done. Not even close. Masterpiece Conspiracy. For me, I was proper checking out at this stage, so focusing on this one was tough, but I pushed through because I'm a trooper. Was it worth it? Well, I don't mind the hip-hop elements of this one, right? That's it. I've actually found the hip-hop elements of this one were decent, but funny enough, it's the metal aspects that fall flat for me. The chorus is crap, and the inordinate clash of instruments just sounds messy. I don't like it.
So a bit more energetic, but just brings in random instruments, and the chorus is repetitive, so it's just a mess.
Yep.
Everything all together, like, quality control.
Quality control.
There we go.
Speaking of it, again, is big time important for this one. Without Jar, Nothing, which features HR, the American musician who leads the hardcore punk band Brrraains. This is a baffling track to appear in the album, as it is hardcore punk nonsense. It doesn't fit, And if I'm being completely honest, it is pretty damn terrible. I hated the vocals. And then it drops into reggae and I'm like, what the fuck is this crap? For me, the worst song on the album because it makes no sense and it feels like a jam joke that only exists because HR was part of it.
Yeah. I'm with you on that one.
Yeah.
A weird punk mix. The vocalist on a different track.
Yeah, like singing a different song.
The mix is awful.
It's like they're in two separate rooms. And you're like, oh yeah, I can't stand you. I'll do my bit over here, you do a bit over there. And we'll put them together afterwards.
What it sounds like to me is if you listen to, like, say you listen to something on your Spotify and you're on Instagram and you've not muted it and the video still plays over it. And I'm
that's
like,
good.
It's got
I like that.
2 mixes. And I was like, it's really horrible to listen to. I said, stop putting jam sessions on record. And it goes on forever.
2 of them on this.
Yeah.
2 of them.
Yeah.
2 jam sessions, 2 fucking interludes.
Yeah.
4 songs already. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Thinking About Forever, it is the penultimate track, and I wrote It's Still Not Over. Why was every new metal album a freaking mission? Where was the quality control? I really don't like this one. The intro is just annoying and returns as part of the chorus, which I was fuming about. So I don't like the intro. Later on, it's in the fucking chorus. The hip-hop left me cold, and the melodic tone overall bored me.
Please send a butterfly or 2. I'm thinking about forever.
Slow ballad, really not appreciating it. Don't like the effects. The acoustic guitar sounds nice, but the album has outstayed its welcome.
Oh, yeah. Big time, yeah. Which brings us to the end. Happily, it's Portrait. A strong finish that would have been better served by being half its length. One of the more intense offerings that switches tempos with relative ease, but just doesn't seem to know when it should end. I don't hate it as a finale, but I was sick of it by the time we hit the 3-minute mark. And if I kept thinking, man, if you had just gone done, I'd have been like, shit, that was a really strong closer.
Yeah, I think by this point I was burnt out.
Yeah.
I listened to the song 3 times and it still didn't have an impact on me. I'm trying to pick stuff out and I'm just like, I want it to end. And I'm looking at my clock going, yeah, I was burnt out by this one. Generic new metal track pretty much sums it up. Like, just done.
Yeah, this was a really hard album to get through. And yes, it's very strong opinions, but that is the point. It's our track by track. You got your own. Do your own then. And let us know what you think of it. But for now, top 3 tracks. Basically, the 3 I didn't hate the most.
I've gone, yeah.
So Celestial. I like spacey ambience, so that works for me. And it is a cheeky interlude, so it's just purely because it's short. Satellite. I think there's enough different parts through this that I enjoy. And Anything Right, which features Christian Lindskog.
I'd have gone for Alive, Boom, and Satellite.
Oh my God! You got
Singles.
Boom. Fucking boom. It's all about the boom. P.O.D. Satellite. We had a rough time. You got any thoughts on it? Do you love it? I'd love to hear why. Please do. We respect your opinion. We'd love to understand what you relate to. So drop it in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and Tumblr. Go to Patreon to help us out over there. That's patreon.com/gbhbl, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. And of course, if you like this video, do us a favour, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?